Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. Counting the black history of knights and being chased by all knights. Jiang Bai Awakens to the tokusatsu meme encyclopedia system. As long as you post a tokusatsu meme, you can receive rewards. So one by one, the scenes of special camera names began to be displayed in the heavens and all worlds, allowing everyone to understand the interesting stories of the special camera world. Let's go eat barbecue together. Who is guarding this beach? I am just a passing Kamen Rider. The plan to eliminate Ultraman was formulated by Zophie. Thank you, Tyro. No one knows rain better than Dongying, and no one knows sunset better than Yuengu. One by one, famous memes about the world of tokusatsu continue to be displayed in various heavens and realms, shocking countless people. It turns out that these heroes still have this kind of black history. Wang Xiaoming. I'm really just passing by. Little Demon King. I'm just using a mage as a warrior to fight, why do you call me a cowardly emperor? Di Jia. I've dug out my little hobby of breaking corners. One day. Special shots descended upon the world, and Jiang Bai looked at the enchanting demon gold watch in his hand. Lost in thought. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Tokusatsu Meme Encyclopedia, The Vibration of the Heavens and the World. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Bully and coaxing energy bottle guys. I'm just a passing Kamen Rider. What have you protected? In the dimly lit room, there is a huge blue virtual light screen, with memes about close-up shots constantly flashing through the screen. Let's go have barbecue tonight. Senior Orange, why are you just looking at OMO? King Ace of the Dismemberment Method, that adult Zophie, why is your damn mouth stinky? V3. The most beautiful woman riding a durian sister. Heisei Picks Life King Kong, I. Kamen Rider Step by Step Startling Cloud, Pineapple Da, Treasure Upright Arrow Living Downright Arrow Forever Upright Arrow Dream Downright Arrow Wait. Jiang Bai looked at the close-up memes that had just been inventoried, and a faint smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. I don't know how many social deaths will be caused by these memes after being inventoried and placed in various heavens and realms. Now, wait to add these memes to the meme encyclopedia and release them to the heavens and all worlds. Jiang Bai is not a so-called traveler, but awakens the system on the parallel world Blue Star where he is staying. Encyclopedia of Tokusatsu Memes, as the name suggests, this is a system about tokusatsu memes, as long as Jiang Bai lists each tokusatsu meme one by one. By playing through the system to the heavens and realms, rewards can be obtained. As for what the reward is, Jiang Bai is currently unknown. However, if the system produces, it must be a masterpiece, and I believe the rewards are not inferior. Now Jiang Bai has compiled all the memes for the Kamen Rider creation chapter and is waiting to be released. Host, have you chosen to publish meme encyclopedias? Release, cancel. On the blue screen in front of Jiang Bai, a dialogue pop-up suddenly popped up. Seeing the pop-up window, Jiang Bai didn't hesitate and directly pressed the publish button. Kamen Rider Universe. Review Levi's World. Lord Aquila, all we need to do is find 2 more offerings and we can resurrect Lord Kiev. Licking Dog Flio, with a joyful expression, said to Aquila, who was wearing a red long dress and sitting next to Kiev's coffin, frowning tightly. We still need 2 more offerings. It's been so long, they can't wait to get married to Lord Kiev. Aquila's pretty face was filled with displeasure, and she looked weakly at Kiev's coffin and said, if it weren't for the trouble caused by Levi's and his team, we would have gathered all the sacrifices long ago. Urrutka interjected next to him. Just as the 3 of them were worried about how to find the last sacrificial offering and resurrect Kiev, a blue light curtain suddenly appeared in front of them. There are still a few big characters on the light screen. Encyclopedia of Tokusatsu Memes. Build the World Chapter. And there is also a small line of characters next to it. Note: special effects include multiple worlds such as Kamen Rider Universe, Ultraman Universe, Armor Warrior Universe, etc. Although heroes are tall and majestic, they also have an unknown dark history encyclopedia of tokusatsu memes. With a hint of doubt in their eyes, Akira and others walked over to the screen of light and began to observe carefully. And on the other side, in the happy bathhouse of the 50 Lawn family. Hee 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 hee. Ihue, let me go quickly. I also want to take a bath. I guarantee that I will never cause trouble. The demon Wes, with an illusory body, was praying to Ihue, who was mopping the floor in the bathhouse. 50 Lawn Ihue has become accustomed to Wes shouting in his ear every day for freedom, so he simply ignores Wes. Seeing Ihue ignoring him, Weiss ran to the chairs sitting on the side and shouted, 50 Lawn Sakura and 50 Lawn Sophomore. Please help me persuade Ihue to let me go. Without a physical entity, it's boring to death. However, Sakura and Sakura in their sophomore year couldn't hear Wes at all, let alone see him. Just as Wes was being ignored and feeling bored, a huge blue screen suddenly appeared in the bathhouse of the Ashikaga family. Encyclopedia of Tokusatsu Memes. Build the World Chapter. Wow! Ihue, look! What is this? It suddenly appeared and startled me. Wes covered his mouth with a very artificial hand and pointed at the blue screen towards Ihue, saying, 50 Lawn Ihue, 50 Lawn Ing and others also noticed the sudden appearance of a blue screen, with a hint of doubt in their eyes. What the hell is this? At the same time, huge screens have also appeared in places like Phoenix and Weekend Times. The Ultraman Universe. Diga Ultraman World. Encyclopedia of Tokusatsu Memes. Including Ultraman. And what are Kamen Riders and Armored Warriors? Inside the TPC base, Lena looked at the blue screen, her pretty face filled with surprise. The Ultraman world can be understood, but what about the Kamen Rider and Armor Warrior worlds, and other worlds? I haven't heard of them at all. The digging well on the side scratched his head and said in confusion. They have only seen Diga Ultraman so far, and it is unknown whether other Ultramen exist. As a result, Kamen Riders and Armored Warriors have emerged again. As long as Yuan Daegu remained silent on the side, he had seen a red and silver Ultraman warrior, the first Ultraman. Knowing that Ultraman is not just Diga. So, he looked at the screen in front of him with great curiosity. Can this screen take them to learn about the deeds of other Ultramen? The Kingdom of Light. Encyclopedia of Tokusatsu Memes, including our Ultraman universe. It's a bit interesting. Otto's father looked at the sudden appearance of the screen and murmured, while Otto's mother beside him looked at the screen with great interest. Build a world of riders. Tongxing Zhantu and Yudu Ihai, among others, were grilling meat on the rooftop, and their faces changed as they watched the sudden appearance of Jiang Bai Awakens. Encyclopedia of Tokusatsu Memes. Creating a world of riding. What is this? Does it mean our world? I looked at the screen with an exaggerated expression and asked the Tongxing battle rabbit next to me, eating a deflated dragon, a 10,000 zhang dragon. Tongxing Zhantu's dumbfounded hair stood up, staring intently at the meme encyclopedia in front of him. What exactly is the structure of this screen? How did it appear so high definition without any material that allowed it to project? And is this opening about oneself? Chuangqi. Unknown dark history. Ha ha ha. Zhantu is a genius scientist, how could there be a dark history, right Zhantu? Since it's the world of build, there must be my story of Grice, Mekong, please watch my performance. The ape crossed the sea and laughed heartily. Sherdong Mekong glanced at Yudu Ihai and then shifted her attention to the screen, eagerly anticipating what would happen next. Pandora's Tower. Mr. E is located in the Magic Tower, looking at the screen with great interest. The Creating Cavalry chapter is a bit interesting. More and more worlds are beginning to see blue screens. Not long after. The screen displaying the tokusatsu meme encyclopedia screen is gradually transitioning. Everyone is nervously staring at the screen. They know the screen is starting to play. P.S. The new book sets sail, kneeling down to ask all readers to vote for flowers, reviews, and monthly tickets. Kneel down and beg. Kneeling down for all the data. Ladies and gentlemen. Chapter 2. Opening Lightning Strike. Dragon Me. At the beginning, You are listening at Novel Full.audio. I saw that the screen that appeared in the heavens and all realms began to gradually change, displaying a paragraph of text. Special shots of heroes may bring people a towering image, but heroes also have a little known side. Heroes are not ruthless, but they are flesh and blood, and beneath their hidden masks, they are also ordinary people under the body of steel. There is flesh and blood. Next, we will show you different heroes. Encyclopedia of Tokusatsu Memes. Kamen Rider Creation World Chapter. Looking at the changing text in the picture, coupled with the perfectly fitting background music, everyone's attention was instantly drawn. Armored Warrior Universe. Meijin, what is this Kamen Rider? Creativity Rider. And looking at the text on the screen just now, it seems that we Armored Warriors also have a share. Dongshan asked Meijin beside him. I don't know either, but it should be something similar to a parallel universe, having Armored Warriors in our world. Of course, other worlds also have their own heroes. Meijin looked at the screen and answered with a puzzled expression, saying that this screen is likely to bring them new discoveries. The existence of parallel universes will be confirmed. Kamen Riders. I really want to see their strength. Beimiao looked at the scene on the screen and said coldly. Beimiao, don't cause trouble. Your mind is always thinking of challenging others. Meijin glanced at Beimiao and then asked Shinnan beside her. Shinnan, what do you think? I also want to see how powerful the so-called Kamen Rider is. Shinnan is very interested in the picture. Meijin shook her head. These two guys, the consensus this time is rare. The next second, the screen will begin to change. Zio is the world of kings. Waz, do you think our world will appear after this meme encyclopedia? I want everyone to know that I, Chang Panzhuang, am a benevolent and benevolent demon king. Chang Panzhuangwu looked at the screen in front of him and slowly spoke up. The Duke of Wu beside him is very wise. Lord Demon, this meme inventory is probably not a good thing to inventory. It seems like we need to inventory black history. Once you are listed, your image as a demon king may not be guaranteed. Chang Panzhuangwu glanced at Waz, as if there was some truth. But you are the demon king of the Tang dynasty, so there shouldn't be any dark history. You can let them take inventory. Was added again. I really don't know what kind of mentality the person who came up with this is. It's really boring. Let's quickly collect the dials and correct the night's history. Gates pinched his hands and said coldly. Gates, don't be too impatient. We're starting to have some visuals, but I think it's quite interesting. The unknown side of heroes, let's take a look and talk. And from the beginning, it was the story of the war rabbits and dragons. Yudu looked at the screen excitedly and said to Gates. Gates also sat impatiently in front of the manhole cover, staring at the screen. He was also a little curious about what kind of tricks this screen could create. On the other side, Ola, UR, and Suarez, the three time robbers, are also watching the screen with great interest. They have already visited the world of creation riders and have also used the power of creation riders to create dials for exotic knights. It's really interesting. Ola whispered softly. A few words reappeared on the screen. Inventory begins. Everyone can freely express their opinions, which will be presented in the form of bullet comments. First meme. Go have barbecue tonight. As the text disappeared, images began to flash through the screen one by one. Kamen Rider build. Cross C. Grease. Rogue. EVOL and so on one by one appeared on the screen, accompanied by a short introduction. Help people from all over the world to quickly understand the world of creation and writing. Subsequently, the screen began to introduce in detail the Tongxing Battle Rabbit, which is the transformation of the Kamen Rider's rider. Tongxing Battle Rabbit, Guqingxiao. The creator of the Faust organization. Invented the Chuangqi driver, transformed into a smoke gun, danger trigger, and provided a solution for squeezing the driver. A genius physicist with the highest intelligence in the entire Night universe. Electric King World. The smartest brain of all knights. I'm not convinced. Why not have me, Taros? The demon god Peach, with her waist crossed and a face full of disapproval, is the one with the highest intelligence in the universe. Just you. I am clearly the smartest in the Night universe. Don't answer me, because your answer is not important. Longtaros directly dismantled the Peach. Meanwhile, Putaros beside him spoke calmly and sighed. Two idiots, they invented the drive. What did you invent? What do you mean? Guigong, who are you talking about as a fool? Peach and Longtaros immediately glared angrily at Turtle, looking as if they were about to fight. As for Kintaros on the side, he didn't speak from beginning to end, and he couldn't get in touch with intelligence matters. Naomi, dressed in a flight attendant uniform, gave a coquettish shout to Peach and a few other demon gods. Don't argue anymore, watch the video. The highest intelligence in the entire Night universe. Is this the evaluation of Zhan 2 given by Jiang Encyclopedia? I am the Great Dragon. What Wan Zhang said is really displayed on the video. Ice Room Fantasy. Xiaomei, please take a closer look at my evaluation later. Monkey Crossing the Sea. This Tongxing War Rabbit is really amazing. It's actually the top IQ in the entire Night universe. But the top IQ in our area is definitely Bauer. Zhang Chulan. Zhang Chulan. What are you talking about? Feng Bao Bao. The barrage from various heavens and realms appears in the picture. Next up. I saw a monster with a fierce face, as tall as a human, emitting evil energy all over, and a pair of huge iron fists, appearing in the picture. Across from it, there is a disheveled white shirt man fighting hand to hand with it. However, the man in the white shirt was knocked down to the ground after 2 moves against the monster. Isn't that what you're talking about, War Rabbit? What's the point? At the beginning of the scene, it was me eating my food. 10,000 zhang long, me. Through bullet screen text, one can feel the roar of the towering dragon. After knocking down the 10,000 zhang dragon, the monster suddenly erupted with evil energy all over its body. It punched each other and burst out a burst of fiery stars. Start slowly approaching me towards the fallen 10,000 zhang dragon. Seeing this scene, the audience all held their breath. Is it possible that someone is about to receive a boxed meal at the beginning of the video? This batter seems a bit powerful. From the evil energy emanating from it, it is clear that this fierce attacker is definitely not easy to deal with. At this moment, a man's voice suddenly came from the screen. You really have the courage to engage in hand-to-hand combat with the assassin. Next, just leave it to me. I saw Tongxing Zhantu wearing a beige windbreaker appearing in the picture, holding a driver with a joystick in his hand. Everyone's attention has been drawn to Tongxing Zhantu at this moment. This is genius physicist, is Tongxing a war rabbit? He's about to start transforming and fighting the assassins. Chapter 3. Rabbit. Tank. Best match. You are listening at novelfull.audio. So. Let's start the experiment. Tongxing Zhantu placed the build driver on his waist, holding 2 miniature energy bottles in his hand, and began to shake. There was a rustling sound inside the energy bottle. With the shaking of the energy bottle, countless mathematical formulas appeared around Tongxing Battle Rabbit, making people's scalp tingle. I saw Tongxing Zhantu insert the 2 miniature energy bottles in his hand into the build driver slot at his waist. A phantom of a rabbit and tank icon instantly appeared on the belt of the Tongxing Battle Rabbit. Rabbit Tank, best, match. All the viewers who are watching the video are in a daze. Wow, he is truly a genius physicist. How could he even be so unique in transforming himself? Are all the mathematical formulas around him transformed by his energy? And how did this rabbit and tank become the best match? These two things seem completely unrelated, right? The people in the world of armored warriors are also stunned. Did this guy transform using an energy bottle? It's really peculiar. They all rely on the light and shadow stone to transform, and I never expected that the transformation method of this Cayman Knight would be so different from theirs. At this moment, everyone is holding their breath and carefully staring at the screen, carefully watching the tense and exciting moment of transformation. Tongxing Zhantu placed his hand on the joystick of the build driver and then reached out to shake the joystick. A sound of mechanical operation echoed from the void. Are you ready? A huge platform was built under the feet of the Tongxing Battle Rabbit, with transparent glass tubes transmitting the energy from the rabbit tank's energy bottles. Each formed a part of the Cayman Rider armor. Transform. Tongxing Battle Rabbit let out a roar, and the rabbit tank armor instantly gathered towards him, automatically draped over his body. Zzzz, a burst of white smoke and steam spewed out from the armor. The steel moon is in reverse rabbit, tank yeah with the last wild chant, Tongxing Battle Rabbit successfully transformed into a Cayman Rider build. A raging energy erupted from the Tongxing Battle Rabbit, who reached out and touched the barrel compound eye of the tank's armor. Support your waist with the other hand. The law of victory has been determined. Seeing this scene, the barrage of bullets from the heavens and all worlds began to come alive again. A bit handsome. The rule of victory has been decided. Great, that's my catchphrase for the future. Naruto Vortex. Hey. 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 Is this the most intelligent shapeshifter in the entire Knight universe? Cayman Rider build. George Horizaki. Hee, isn't this Xiaosho? This genius looks so delicious. Weiss. Rabbits and tanks. Does this mean that build can have the ability to have both rabbits and tanks at the same time? Zeta Ultraman. Only see. After the transformation of the Tongxing Battle Rabbit, the red rabbit armor on its left leg was continuously compressed by a spring, and the final energy burst from the left leg of the Chuangqi. Boom! The figure of Chuangqi instantly approached the ferocious attacker. Before the batter could react, he was approached by the creature rider, whose build drive once again extended its energy, forming the creature rider's weapon in the air. Drill Crusher Boom! Chuangqi swung a slash, the drill bit shattered, and directly struck heavily on the body of the batter. Zzzz, the scorching sparks and boiling white smoke emanated from the batter, causing them to recoil in succession. Everyone was somewhat shocked when they saw this scene. This is it, the strength of Cayman Rider build. With just one strike, we repelled the batter. Terrifying. However, a more shocking scene for everyone is still ahead. I saw Chuangqi in the picture, quickly taking a few steps back, and then stomping heavily on the ground, directly creating a deep pit on the ground. My whole body has sunk underground. Are all the viewers confused? He disappeared. What is this doing? Just as everyone was puzzled, countless mathematical formulas once again occupied the entire blue screen, and a perfect parabola appeared in the air, firmly locked onto that batter. Subsequently, the figure of Chuangqi leaped high, accompanied by the constantly rising platform. Ready, go. Vortex, finish. Yet Chuangqi followed the parabolic dashed line and gave a flying kick directly at the batter, kicking heavily on the batter's incredibly hard armor. Click, click. The hard armor on the attacker's chest quickly spread out cracks. Then the body of the attacker exploded together. Boom. A scorching wave of air swept across the entire venue, with dazzling flames soaring into the sky. The raging shockwave shook the 10,000 Zhang dragon watching from the side, causing me to take a few steps back. As the attacker's body exploded, the Chuangqi also took out an empty energy bottle and sucked away the energy from the attacker's body. At this moment, the barrage on the entire screen instantly froze. Everyone's hearts were incredibly shocked, and their faces stiffened. One move did you just flash kill that monster? Even from the beginning of the battle to the monster being instantly killed, it takes less than 3 minutes. This is the strength of the Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider build, truly terrifying, truly deserving of the highest IQ among Kamen Riders. It's incredibly powerful. Armored Warrior World. Bei Miao and Xin Nan, among others, saw the strength of Tongxing Battle Rabbit and were all excited. This so-called Tongxing Battle Rabbit looks very complicated. As the Black Rhinoceros hero, Bei Miao was already incredibly powerful. Now that he sees the powerful build, he naturally becomes interested. I didn't expect that Kamen Riders are similar to our armored warriors. It's interesting. Sinan also murmured. Obviously, I am very interested in the abilities of Kamen Riders. Spy X Playhouse World. Anya looked at the scene on the screen, blinked her big eyes, and then tugged at the corner of Lloyd Fogg's clothes. Dad. Anya also wants to transform and fight monsters. Lloyd Fogg touched Anya's head and said to Anya. Just treat this as a TV program, it's all fake. On the side, Joel looked nervous and waved his hand, saying. Anya, don't learn these scenes. They're too bloody and violent. You're a girl. The person who died under Joel's command. Do you also know that girls should not be too bloody or violent? Anya glanced at Joel with a puzzled expression in her eyes. Her mother, a female assassin, actually told herself that girls cannot engage in bloody violence. Oh. Anya obediently responded. She immediately spoke up again and asked. At first, I said I wanted to eat barbecue, didn't I? What's the relationship between killing monsters and eating grilled meat? The perspective of Anya's question can be said to be very tricky, directly disrupting the minds of Lloyd Fogg and Joel. Yeah. What is the relationship between this video and Nima eating grilled meat? When the family was puzzled, the screen footage starting to slowly transform. Chapter 4. Famous Scenes. Let's go have barbecue tonight. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Create a world of writing. Jean 2, this inventory is a bit interesting. It's a bit handsome. Haha. When will it be my turn? I want Mekong to see my battle. Ape crossing the sea excitedly said to Tongxing Zhantu, what unknown black history. This is simply a shining moment. Isn't it about the black history of releasing war rabbits? Why is it that when I let it go, it's like I'm eating flat? Damn it. I was so angry that my face turned red and I roared angrily towards the screen. However, shouldn't there be any black history to put on Jean Tuesday? Sherdong Mekong touched her chin, but she didn't expect any dark history of Tongxing Battle Rabbit. Tongxing Zhantu raised his mouth slightly and confidently said. The law of victory has already been determined. He is a brilliant physicist who can dig up his dark history. Isn't this a joke? However, the next scene on the screen directly made Tongxing Zhantu blush. Is this special also considered? I saw the screen flicker and start moving on to the next segment. A very old van, covered in small advertisements, slowly drove over from a distance. After the van arrived at the foot of a building, it suddenly stopped with a sudden brake, and 2 young people were sitting in the van. A person wearing a black suspender, with an explosive head and a missing front tooth, looks like a delinquent teenager. As for the other one, let everyone in the heavens and all realms be completely silent. This is special. Are you the same person as the genius physicist just now? Are you joking? It's completely unrelated to the genius physicist who brutally attacked the assassin just now. There was another person, whose face was exactly the same as that of Tong Xingjian who had just appeared. He was wearing a very rock and roll red dress. The hair on top of my head is messy like a chicken coop. It's completely different from the Tongxing battle rabbit who just fought monsters. A genius physicist. A delinquent teenager. It's really hard for people to connect these two people, but they look the same. In an instant, the barrage of bullets on the entire screen exploded. Ha ha ha. Let me wipe it. Do genius physicists play so much? Even more perverted than me. Zhang Chulan. Huh, is this the guy with the highest intelligence in the entire night universe? Tataros. Sorry, Zhang Tu, I don't want to laugh, but I really can't help it. Puhaha. Ice Room Fantasy. I can't hold on anymore. A genius physicist, there are actually two faces. Naruto Vortex. Z.O is the world of kings. Chang Pan's Wangwu looked at a scene in the picture, his glasses were all straight. Is this a war rabbit? The contrast is a bit big. I didn't expect War Rabbit to have such a wild side. Yudu said in a daze, she had also seen Tongxing Zhantu, but didn't expect this senior to so unrestrained. Even Gates, who had a cold expression at the beginning, couldn't hold his breath and was trying to hold back his smile. What kind of meme encyclopedia is this? It's just a famous scene that made the hero society die. But soon, Gates couldn't laugh anymore. Speaking, this is a meme to list all the special effects hero characters, maybe I will also appear on it in the future. The Kingdom of Light. The father of Ultraman looked at a scene in the picture and then looked at several new generation Ultramen beside him, saying earnestly to them. In the future, you will be the backbone of the Kingdom of Light, and I have only one request. When you're looking for human bodies, please keep your eyes open. Several new generations exchanged a glance and nodded solemnly. It was a bit embarrassing to find the wrong human form. Humans are diverse, and a slight contrast is normal. Ott's mother said slowly. Dig a world. Lena looked at the picture and couldn't help but burst out laughing, her eyes curved into crescent moon. Daegu. Do you think the dark history of Diga will also appear on it in the future? How despicable this is. Ha ha ha. Yuan Daegu's face was a bit nervous. Shouldn't he have any dark history to be counted? He always follows strict rules when fighting monsters and never makes any small moves. However, the idea behind it makes Yuan Daegu feel a bit guilty. Create a world of writing. Tongxing Zhantu's face turned green, it's not him at all. This is Taro Sato. How did it count towards his dark history? Unlike the tearless expression of Tongxing Zhantu, who was about to cry, the 10,000 Zhang Dragon and others on the side, such as Yudui Hai, were all holding back their faces until they turned red. My face twisted. Pushi. Ha ha ha. No, I can't hold it anymore. Zhantu, you're so wild. Monkey crossed the sea and ran to the side of Tongxing Zhantu, laughing so hard that he couldn't even stand up and kept patting Tongxing Zhantu's shoulder. I laughed so hard that my saliva dripped onto the barbecue plate. I thought I was exhausted from the beginning, it was already enough to die in society. Ha ha ha. Zhantu, I'm laughing so hard, won't it take away my credit? I can't catch my breath from laughing like a 10,000 Zhang dragon. Even the usually serious bearded ice room phantom covered his stomach and lay rolling on the ground. The chest of Tongxing Battle Rabbit fluctuated violently, wishing to immediately smash this screen for it. He is no longer a simple social death, it is a social death of multiple universes. It's useless even carrying a train to Mars overnight. Even at this moment. Mr. E, who was in the Pandora Tower, was also watching the scene with great interest, and his mouth slightly curved upwards. At the beginning, it was really interesting. The screen continues to play. The appearance of Taro Sato is not the famous scene of this meme, the real highlight is still to come. At this moment, the barrage was full of ha-ha-ha, indicating the contrast between Tsuyoshi Hantu and Taro Sato, which surprised everyone. But the next scene. It directly surprised all the audience. I saw Taro Sato pull open the car door, get out of the car, and walk straight towards the building. And the explosive little brother in the car shouted at Taro Sato. "Big brother. Bon voyage." Taro Sato was very carefree, with one hand in his pocket and one finger on his cheek. He bent over in reverse and posed in a very exaggerated 45-degree position in his new house. Paired with very rich facial expressions. Speaking to my younger brother Ryakishida, "Let's go eat barbecue together tonight." Hee hee, hee hee. The exaggerated posture, rich facial expressions, and addictive laughter directly bring the contrast with Tongxing Zhantu to the extreme. Also elevated this meme to the very top. At this moment, all the audience were stunned on the screen as if struck by lightning. Tongxing Zhantu even spat out a mouthful of old blood directly. Wang Defa. What kind of ghost is this? But this is not the end of this meme, but the beginning. I only saw the next screen image, transitioning again. PS. New book kneels for all data. Ladies and gentlemen, please do me a favor and provide me with some data. The data is accurate, and I will give you another chapter tonight. Chapter 5. The sublimation of hot memes. Golden sentence flag. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The scene of the video turned and arrived at a room. A man in a suit appears in the picture. On the other side of the sofa, there sat a Kamen Rider, whose armor was all red and full of mechanical sensation. On its mask, there are ice blue compound eyes and a unicorn-like unicorn. Kamen Rider Bloodstock blood diving. The one who has been possessed by Ebert is the one who has been transformed by Sherdong Sohu. Good guy. New Kamen Rider. All the audience were nervously staring at Blood Chien, the Kamen Rider. Why doesn't it look like a good person? What you say is useless, I want to quit Faust. Gu Qingqiao looked at Xue Qian and spoke decisively. Blood Qian half lay on the sofa, looking at Gu Qingqiao, and then said coldly. At this point, you have no way out. You should be very clear about this in your heart, right? If you dare to take action against me, I will make everything public. I have already handed over the research materials to someone else. Gu Qingqiao's tone was very resolute. He concluded that Blood Qian in front of him dared not attack him, but the next second Blood Qian suddenly stood up from the sofa. Then there's nothing we can do. Then Blood Qian punched heavily and hit Gu Qingqiao. Gu Qingqiao had an incredulous expression on his face, his eyes wide open, and a trace of blood overflowed from the corner of his mouth. Then slowly fall to the ground. Completely unconscious. And at this moment, Taro Sato, who came to work, suddenly rang the doorbell twice and rushed in directly. Put on a very exaggerated posture, just preparing to introduce oneself just. Before he could start, his face stiffened completely. What's going on with the dead people on the ground and this monster? Sato Taro broke out in cold sweat, his legs softened, and he fell to the ground, screaming in terror. Keep pushing back with both hands. I didn't expect anyone to see me. They just want to run away. Blood Qian picked up a fruit knife from the coffee table and threw it twice in his hand. Ah ah ah. Mom. Mom. Taro Sato lay on the ground, constantly crawling, shouting "Mom" in his mouth. At this moment, all the viewers are already dumbfounded. This guy isn't it Tongxing Battle Rabbit? The contrast between this and just now is like heaven and earth. The Tongxing Battle Rabbit outside the video has been completely dumbfounded, and this shame has been thrown into the entire universe. Damn it. Who exactly is the person who inventoried this thing? At this moment, the barrage was also surging wildly, almost squeezing the screen with barrage after barrage. Let's go have barbecue tonight. Your mother may not be able to wait for the barbecue. Weiss. The feeling of eating barbecue just now was a death flag. Joel. Hey, hey, hey. Isn't that right? This guy is really a genius physicist. Taros. I testify, this is truly a genius physicist, Tongxing Zhantu. I am a towering dragon. Ha 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 ha. Although. This guy is wearing the face of a war rabbit and lying on the ground shouting, Mom, it's really funny. The monkey crossing the sea and the ice room fantasy. The screen continues to play. Taro Sato lay on the ground trying to escape, but the next second, he was thrown a fruit knife by Blood Sneaker and inserted into his body. Completely received the boxed lunch. This wave of receiving boxed meals directly elevates this meme. Let the sentence, eat barbecue tonight, become a death flag golden sentence that does not lose. I will go back to my hometown to get married after this war. Subsequently, a large, final, character gradually appeared on the screen. This represents the end of this meme. With the emergence of the word end, the explanation for this meme also appears at the end. Special shot meme encyclopedia. Let's go have barbecue tonight. From the Kamen Rider build, Taro Sato went to work at the Katsuragi family. Before leaving, he displayed extremely exaggerated body language and uttered the golden phrase, go eat barbecue tonight. As a result, he arrived at Gu Qingxiao's house and was killed by Blood Sneaker. He then had Gu Qingxiao, Tongxing Zhantu, and Sato Taro exchange faces. Make this sentence a death flag. With the emergence of this meme encyclopedia, everyone understands that there are really two people. However, people also understand that the essence of the stem is not whether he is Tongxing or not, but the very devil of the stem. Becoming a death flag. After the end of the meme encyclopedia, there were also emoticons about this meme appearing one after another. I see who else wants to eat barbecue. Dangerous Rabbit Tan. Last dinner, barbecue. Goodbye Mom, I'm going to have barbecue tonight, don't wait for me to come home for dinner. Create a world of riding. Bang bang. Tongxing Zhantu looked at the many emoticons on his face that appeared on the screen, so angry that he smashed the table. What the hell is this? The one using this face now is his Tongxing Battle Rabbit. The guy who inventoried memes is really damaging his home. And at this moment, I, the 10,000 Zhang Dragon, ran over and wrapped up the Tongxing Battle Rabbit. Brother Rabbit, forget it. Enjoy the picture, everyone. When I said these words, there was still a smile on my face, clearly trying to suppress it. The other few people also nodded with a smile on their faces. But the next second, I can no longer laugh at the 10,000 Zhang Dragon. The screen has changed again, and another line of text has appeared. Special shot meme encyclopedia. I am now exhausted and can't stop eating. My face stiffened from the vastness of the dragon. What does that mean? Isn't this my catchphrase? The next one won't be lousy, right? Bang. I punched the table next to me directly, pointing to the screen and just about to curse a few words. What does it mean to change Lousy's catchphrase to this one? However, in the next second, Tongxing Zhantu reached out and grabbed him. Brother Long, forget it, everyone just wants to have fun. Calm down. Calm down. Tongxing Zhantu gloated and placed his hand on the chest of Wanzhong Dragon, comforting him. Not only did he die in this society, but he didn't worry anymore at this moment, everyone in the heavens and all realms has been blinded. Now, I'm already exhausted and can't eat anymore. What interesting meme is this? Who will be the next hero to accept social death? Only see. As the screen changes, new memes are also gradually appearing in videos. Displayed in front of everyone. PS kneeling for data. Ladies and gentlemen. Seeking flowers, seeking evaluation tickets, seeking monthly tickets. Chapter 6. Me now. I don't want to eat anything anymore. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Now I am already full of food. The latest statement that appeared on the screen directly ignited various worlds. With the previous meme, "Let's go eat barbecue tonight," people are increasingly looking forward to what will happen later. Who would have thought that the Kamen Rider, who had an incredibly tall image in the hearts of countless people, would have so many interesting stories behind him. Armored Warrior World. Huan Huan Taiban Xiao Xiao Jian. Xingtian Armor Summoner, Li Haotian, Xiao Tian, looked at the words on the screen with a faint smile on his face. With great interest, he said to the silent Tibetan cultivator Li Yuer beside him. "Pomelo, do you think this next meme is about eating shrimps?" Li Yuer lowered her head and said weakly. I don't know." The summoner of the diamond armor, Wu Gang, standing tall and confident, said. "The meme of eating flat will definitely not belong to me. Under my explosive attack, the ghost demon has no resistance. You'd better save it. Forget about the last time your summoner was stolen and you were beaten up with a stick and armor." Su Tingfei, Xiao Fei, mercilessly exposed Xiao Gang's secrets. Xiao Jiang, who has been exposed, blushes and prevaricates. That's Yang Welcome, the owner of Huan Huan Taiban Xiao Xiao Jian and also a secret practitioner, covered her mouth and chuckled lightly, then repaired her knife and said. "The reason why it is called diamond armor is because its summoner is indeed very strong. When you feel foolish, remember someone once wanted to wield a wooden stick and wield armor. Diamond armor. I thought you knew me very well, but I didn't expect that in your eyes, I was so weak that a wooden stick wanted to solve me." Xiao Gang, who was mocked by the group, also felt that his face couldn't hang up and waved his hand repeatedly, saying. "Let's take a look at who's eating crumbs in the meme. One Piece World. What kind of person will it be this time? Even shouting a slogan for eating flat. Lu Fei bared his big teeth and said with a puzzled expression. The Sauron people on the side were all stunned, and he was also curious about who was so shameless that he could even shout slogans like eat flat. Wearing a bikini swimsuit next to her, Nami revealed a large snow-white area, which was quite interesting. This tokusatsu universe is really interesting. On a small island, the Empress with long hair and a cold and aloof face, was enjoying the massage service of several thin-clad maids beside her. She looked at the picture displayed on the screen. A face full of impatience. What a broken encyclopedia, not counting her Luffy. It's really boring. Levi's World. Phoenix, George Horizaki had already prepared his camera, set it up, and aimed it at the screen. His eyes were bloodshot, very passionate. "I'll see the new Kamen Rider again. You need to help me take good photos later," George Shizaki said to a Phoenix team member. As a fervent fan of the Heisei Knights, George Katsuzaki can be said to have reached a level of obsession with the Heisei Knights. Happy bathhouse. He. I didn't expect someone to be even more shameless than a demon. Even if they eat flat, they can use it as a slogan to shout. Ihue, it's fortunate to have Uncle Ben here, otherwise you would have to eat too much. If you don't let Uncle Ben out quickly, it's really boring without a physical presence. Wes shouted frantically at 50 Lon Ihue. 50 Lon Ihue ignored Wei Si. Once he got in touch with this guy, he couldn't stop. Ihue, you ignore me again. I beg you, Uncle. Hurry up and let me go. If I don't go out, I'll be itching. Wes changed his strategy directly and came with a soft one. Desperate bass. Fleo looked at Arkila and patted her chest, saying. Don't worry, Lord Aguilera. I have enough ability to protect you and I will never give up. Aguilera gave Frio a white glance. Who cares if you eat or not? Don't talk nonsense, the new meme is about to start playing. In the screen image, I had already swallowed a few big characters and slowly disappeared, followed by the scene of Tongxing Zhantu being knocked down to the ground. The one who knocked him down was the Kamen Rider Night Rogue Nightmaster. Seeing this scene. All the viewers are numb. Is this meme about Tongxing Battle Rabbit again? As soon as I came in, I saw Chang Wei beating his luck. At the beginning, was it the scene of Tongxing fighting against the rabbit and eating its food? Good guy. Is one person dominating the charts for 2 consecutive memes? All viewers at this moment want to respectfully call Tongxing Zhantu the king of stems in their hearts. Just they all guessed wrong this time. I saw Yi Ba grab Tongxing Zhantu's collar with one hand and threaten him coldly. Be honest, give me the energy bottle. Tongxing Zhantu's face twisted in pain, and he grabbed the energy bottle with both hands tightly. At this moment, everyone's heartstrings are tightly clenched. Good guy. Genius physicist, don't you need a boxed lunch, do you? Battle Rabbit. Give me the energy bottle. Suddenly, a figure not far away was running towards this side and shouting at Tongxing Zhantu. Tongxing Zhantu didn't hesitate and threw the energy bottle in his hand directly towards the person. The camera also moved with the energy bottle, and the owner of the sound appeared on the screen. See the visitor. Everyone's audience was stunned in an instant. This isn't this Nima the dumbfounded and iron-headed child who started with the previous meme and ate the batter with bare hands. Emotion, this guy didn't die after being beaten down by that thug. Come on. It is the true protagonist of this new meme. Eat the shriveled dragon. Wanzhong Dragon IPS. Add another chapter. Kneeling for data. Ladies and gentlemen, please ask for flowers, evaluation tickets, and monthly tickets. For the sake of my little brother staying up late and exploding liver, give me some data. Little brother's pretty boy, you're really shouting. Chapter 7. War Rabbit. Are you polite? Specialize in. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Amidst the astonishment of countless spectators, I held a giant dragon energy bottle and a blue flame burned from it. Wrapped around my right fist of the 10,000 Zhang dragon. Seeing this scene, countless viewers were stunned and their pupils were trembling wildly. This is this dumbfounded green using his own body to carry the energy of that energy bottle. You don't even need a drive. How fierce. No wonder this guy dares to start with a tough physical body, just like a fierce attacker. So I still have some skills in hand. After obtaining the dragon energy bottle, I followed an old routine and recalled his deceased ex-girlfriend. Then, muttering about what I would do and heading towards the nearby telescopic batter. Hiss at this moment, the audience held their breath and took a deep breath. This guy is really fierce. This is another wave, the rhythm of unarmed hard hitters in front of them. Just this time, even the Tongxing Battle Rabbit was knocked down. This guy is holding an energy bottle in his hand, is that okay? Boom. I rushed to the front and back of the batter, and directly punched the telescopic batter with a heavy punch. The giant dragon energy bottle in his hand was emitting energy crazily, wrapping around his arm with the blessing of the dragon energy bottle. The punch I struck at the assailant with the 10,000 Zhang dragon instantly exploded countless blue flames. The surrounding temperature, under the burning of the blue flame, instantly rose a few degrees. Punch down. Even the incredibly hard and stretchy hitter retreated a few steps in a row. Zizizi white steam smoke also rises layer by layer from the body of the telescopic batter with the support of my deceased ex-girlfriend's anger. His combat power skyrocketed, leaving the batter with no fighting power for a moment. Step-by-step retreat. The countless viewers who saw this scene were numb. Hard physical combat batter. And you can't even hit the batter with your hand. No one could have thought of other words to summarize this scene except for the word Meng. At this moment, the bullet screen on the screen, like boiling hot congee again, boils up. Damn it. What the hell is this? A hard-bodied and hard hitter. And just one. Sakata Jinshur. There is only one truth to the matter, and that is that this guy is likely not a human. Idagawa Konan. So fierce. This guy is just a tough guy. Yen Mu. Can't you transform into a solo hitter? This guy. So powerful. Little bird swim 6 flowers. Fight monsters with your physical body. You can fight monsters without transforming. It reminds me of a Sang's left wheel. 5 generations Xiongjie, empty me. I also want to have such a strong body. How did this guy do it? Han Monli's Hauga. As the barrage boiled, the scene once again shifted to the body of Tongxing Zhantu. You have good skills. However. After all, they are flesh and blood. Night Ba looked at the 10,000 Zhang dragon of the unarmed hard-stretching and striking attacker, and I murmured, then raised the smoke gun, intending to launch a long-range surprise attack on me. Upon seeing this, Tongxing Zhantu immediately grabbed Yi Ba's smoke gun with both hands. Stop it. One Zhang dragon, I am currently in physical condition and cannot withstand the blow of a smoke gun. Unexpectedly, Yi Ba, this old six, took the opportunity to remove the build driver from Tongxing Zhantu's waist. And directly punched and flew the Tongxing battle rabbit. It's a real hammer. Another blow. This meme is definitely the Tongxing battle rabbit again. All the audience seemed to have felt that they were approaching the truth at this moment, and this slogan of eating out of frustration was shouted by Tongxing Zhantu. Even Tongxing Zhantu, who is in the world of Chuangqi, is confused. Isn't this my catchphrase? Why are all the pictures of him eating himself out? Instead, I released a dragon to fight monsters with my physical body. High-energy scenes. Dog inventory, specifically targeting him, right? Are you particularly polite? Battle rabbit. In the picture, I saw the 10,000 Zhang dragon and the Tongxing battle rabbit being once again knocked away by the Night Overlord, pushing away the stretching striker. Thinking of the golden quote from my ex-girlfriend's sacrifice to heaven in my mind. Use your fists to help more people, I will guard you from afar, dragon me. With the blessing of this mysterious power, I ran straight towards the Night Overlord and snatched the build drive from the Night Overlord's hand. After snatching the drive, I didn't hesitate at all. With an incredibly firm gaze, he placed the build driver on his waist, and the belt automatically extended from the driver, tightly surrounding him. The fallen Tongxing battle rabbit looked at me in surprise at the 10,000 Zhang dragon. Has the danger level of nebular gas in this guy's body finally reached 3.0? I looked at the giant dragon energy bottle in my hand and murmured. Please lend me a helping hand. Immediately afterwards, a mini-mechanical western dragon suddenly flew from the distant horizon. This is a flying dragon-type self-discipline action component and transformation item developed by Tongxing Zhantu, which can be combined with build drivers. The flying dragon automatically flew into the hands of the 10,000 Zhang dragon. I shook the giant dragon energy bottle in my hand and then directly inserted it into the card slot of the flying dragon. Wake up, the ice blue dragon icon is displayed above the flying dragon. Then I will directly combine Feilu with build driver. Cross.z.dragon the endless ice blue energy, through the glass pipes extended by the build driver, gradually combined into a suit of armor. Are you ready, transform? I didn't hesitate at all, and my tone was firm as I shouted for transformation. Wake up and burn. Get.cross.z.dragon, get ending dragon power, . Yeah. Boom. The deep blue armor drapes over my body, and the flying dragon armor behind me is like a giant dragon spreading its wings. After the deep blue armor, a magnificent dragon armor was formed. A mask is like a dragon head. Deep blue compound eyes, like the bloodthirsty eyes of a prehistoric beast. Chest armor, wrist armor, and other areas, with a prominent orange-yellow flame coating. A very terrifying aura emanated from the dragon knights, emanating from the body of the dragon myself. Cayman rider crows at this point. All the audience were stunned. Brave warriors who fight monsters with their physical bodies transformed. Chapter 8. Dragon Eye Highlight Moments. Novice Protection Period. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Ending Dragon. Crows. Countless viewers are nervously watching the towering dragon on the screen. How do you feel? This guy's transformation is much more handsome than that physics genius Tongxing Zhantu's transformation. However, the scene that shocked countless viewers is still ahead. My highly acclaimed scene of the 10,000 Zhang dragon has just begun. After completing the transformation of the 10,000 Zhang dragon, the stretching striker once again came towards the 10,000 Zhang dragon and killed me. Its entire body is wrapped in hardened and stretchable rubber, which can be swung like a whip to break enemy armor. It waved rubber and wanted to unleash fear on me, the towering dragon. However, I was instantly approached by the 10,000 Zhang dragon, and with a heavy punch, I flew backwards and fell directly to the ground. Boom! A dark blue flame exploded from my fist on the 10,000 Zhang dragon. This scene once again stunned many viewers. Being transformed is different. With just one punch, the batter flew away. This guy, can't he be the strongest man in the Kamen Rider universe, right? Fight monsters with bare hands. Punch the flying batter. This dazzling and unparalleled record showcases the strength of the 10,000 Zhang dragon. When I punched the extendable hitter with a single punch, I didn't let go of its plan. I only saw that I was shaking the joystick on the build drive. Oola oola oola. I let out a roar from the 10,000 Zhang dragon. A phantom of an ice blue energy giant dragon, burning with raging flames coiling behind me. Ready. Go! A murderous chant resounds from the void. On my right leg, a deep blue flame ignited, and then I jumped high into the air. Dragonic. Finish. As the chanting fell, the phantom dragon behind me spat out a blue dragon's breath from its mouth. I bathed in the breath of the giant dragon and kicked the knight directly, hitting the stretchable hitter. Boom! The raging energy caused the surrounding heaven and earth to vibrate wildly. A dazzling firelight flash passed in the field. On the body of the stretching striker, a faint blue flame ignited, and then his body exploded directly. Boom! A small mushroom cloud, slowly rising. Seeing this scene, everyone was stunned. As soon as you come up, you must kill the slayer in seconds without any hesitation. This, are you not joking? This guy is a bit too strong. Are all dragon knights so strong? Drive the world of riding. Looking at the incredibly brave Wanzhong dragon in the picture, with a nickname similar to Wanzhong dragon, Shidao Gang, who eats the withered fish. Curiously, he asked his brother in law, Bo Jinji Jia, beside him. Is this meme really talking about who is eating too much? Is it Tongxing Zhantu, or is it the villain fighting against this terrifying crows? Anyway, it's absolutely impossible for me to be this towering dragon. This guy is too fierce, just as powerful as me. Before Bo Jinji could answer, Shijima Fuzi, wearing a uniform and a slender and fleshy thigh with black silk, said to Shijima Gang. Don't draw conclusions so early yet. Maybe it's really him. Shidao just glanced at Shidao Wuzi and waved his hand, then pointed to the screen and said. If this guy can eat too much, if he can be instantly killed, then I'll eat this screen on the spot. 17 cards, can you seconds me? This guy is acting so aggressively, this meme is definitely not about him. This is intuition from the strong. Shidao Gang is very confident. Bo Jinji waved his hand and said to Shidao Gang, just keep reading and you'll know. The screen continues to play. After kicking out the telescopic batter with a single blow from the 10,000 Zhang dragon, my gaze was filled with a cold killing intent, staring closely at the Knight Overlord. The Knight Bully looked at the 10,000 Zhang dragon and I was also somewhat shocked, murmuring. Surprisingly, only one blow was used. I didn't talk too much nonsense to the Knight Master about the 10,000 Zhang dragon. Blue energy once again extended from the build driver and combined into a long sword in the air. Beat. Crosser. The Night Overlord summoned a weapon upon seeing the 10,000 Jiang dragon, but he didn't dare to slack off. This guy just killed a slayer with just one strike. I saw the Night Fighter holding up his smoke gun and frantically pulling the trigger at the 10,000 Jiang dragon. A burst of high-energy laser bullets, like raindrops, fiercely shot towards the towering dragon. With a wave of the sound in my hand, I ended my sword and shot several laser bullets away. In an instant, I approached the Night Master. He pulled the music to end the sword, the pull ring behind the hilt. Hip air. At the end of the sound, a green energy bar appeared in the middle of the sword. Smash. Hit, burst, impact, boom. Xiong xiong yulan flame, like a dragon winding around the sound of the end sword, and then one sword struck the Night Master. The Night Bully was directly struck by a sword and fell to the ground, hitting the ground heavily. The hard cement floor on the square has been smashed with numerous cracks. There is also a deep sword mark on its breastplate. Such a powerful force. After getting up from the ground, the Night Bully looked at Cruz and exclaimed in surprise. Not only the Night Fighter, but the rest of the audience are also surprised. This Kamen Rider Cruz so strong. It's so powerful that it's suffocating. One Jiang dragon. I pull the sound again to end the pull ring behind the sword. Hip air. At the end of the sound, the sword suddenly appeared with colorful energy jumping like a syllable. Million hit boom. I am once again close to the Night Overlord, wielding a sword to slay him away. Very strong. Because it's not just my own power. I am now. We are already invincible. After I knocked the Night Overlord away, I didn't let him go. I took out another energy bottle and inserted it into the slot of the music play end sword. Special. Tune, hip air. A very immersive sound effect resounds in the void. At the end of the melody, the sound pillar in the middle of the sword kept jumping, and a deep blue flame burned on the blade, shining brightly into the sky. At this moment, the minds of all the audience suddenly froze. Everyone knows that I'm going to kill that Night Bully with this 10,000 Jiang dragon. Boom. I will cut out the 10,000 Jiang dragon with one sword. The deep blue flames burning on the blade of the sword, like a free dragon, rushed towards the Night Overlord. Million/boom boom. A deafening explosion came. The blue flame collided with the intelligence of the Night Bully's body, with his hands crossed over his chest, struggling to block Cruz's attack. His legs sank deeply into the hard cement ground, continuously retreating under the immense impact force. Directly plowed out two deep grooves on the ground. Boom. The faint blue flames suddenly burst, and billowing smoke rose from the ground. All the audience are staring at the center of the smoke. A careful and dirty one has even reached my throat. Night Bullies. Has Cruz solved it yet? Chapter 9. Night Fighter Anti-Kill. Start eating flat. Kneel down. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Amidst everyone's gaze, the thick smoke on the battlefield gradually dissipated. The figure of the masked Night Rogue Night Fighter has once again returned to the public's view from the cover of Gunpowder. Strangely, the Night Fighter doesn't seem to have suffered too much damage, just some burnt black charcoal marks on his armor. Zizizi boiling steam emanates from the Night Overlord. Seeing that Yi Ba is fine, Wan Zhonglong and Tongxing Zhantu are both surrounded. I looked at Yi Ba with a surprised expression on my face and murmured. How could it be? Tongxing Zhantu also looked at Yi Ba with a shocked expression. This guy unexpectedly, under the strike of dragon meat, we were safe and sound. Even the audience watching memes in front of the screen are equally dumbfounded. This guy surprisingly, it's okay. Is the damage so low for me, the 10,000 Jiang dragon who fights monsters with my physical body? That's not right. That guy just killed a batter with just one strike. Yi Ba gave me a cold glance at Wan Zhonglong, and then spoke disdainfully towards me, saying, even if you have become a Kamen Rider, your danger level is not as good as mine. Danger level represents combat power level in the world of Kamen Rider build. As long as the danger level is higher. The Kamen Rider is relatively stronger. So, just now when I was using the build driver for Wan's Henglong, Tongxing Battle Rabbit was only surprised by the 10,000 Zhang Dragon. My danger level has finally reached 3.0, because only with this level can I qualify to transform into a Kamen Rider. But now, my danger level is not as high as Night Overlord. Naturally, it will be difficult to inflict heavy damage on him. Tongxing Zhantu's eyes narrowed slightly. Danger level is the foundation of combat power. The audience outside the screen, through the Night Bully's words, also understood what was going on. It turns out to be the 10,000 Zhang Dragon. My danger level is not as high as the Night Overlord. I saw Yi Ba turn the wheel on the smoke gun in his hand, and a violent electric current accompanied the smoke surging out of the gun. Steam boom. A bullet of electric smoke shot out of the barrel in an instant, carrying a long tail flame and crashing towards the towering dragon. I quickly raised the note in my hand and ended my sword, standing horizontally in front of me, blocking the attack of the Night Overlord. Boom. The smoke and electric current exploded, causing my body to take a slight 2 steps back with the 10,000 Zhang Dragon. Humph. Surprisingly blocked it. Then let me show you this move. The Night Bully roared coldly at the 10,000 Zhang Dragon, slowly spreading his arms and the golden bat emblem on his chest. Echoing his golden compound eyes. Blooming with a dazzling golden light. Boom. Behind the Night Fighter, a pair of huge bat wings suddenly spread out, and then the Night Fighter floated into the air and flew. My body turned into remnants in the air. I can't even see the actions of the Night Overlord, I have to look around in place. Next second. The Night Bully appeared behind me in an instant and kicked me in the back. Bang! The sound of metal collision came, and my body was staggering, almost unable to stand steadily. Brush. 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 The figure of the Night Bully is constantly flickering, crazily outputting towards the 10,000 Zhang Dragon. I can't even capture the figure of the Night Demon, the 10,000 Zhang Dragon. Every time the Night Demon is just a fleeting shadow, he can't even attack the Night Demon. Boom. On the right leg of the Night Bully, thunder and smoke surrounded me, once again attacking from behind the 10,000 Zhang Dragon. Just give me a heavy blow and I'll fly away. Bang! I fell to the ground, and the crow's armor on my body instantly turned into countless particles of light, dissipating into the void. Ah ah ah. I rolled on the ground with a painful expression on my face, and was kicked to forcibly release my transformation form. Novice protection period light speed disappears. At this point, the screen seemed to freeze, and the dense barrage of bullets on the screen completely disappeared in that moment. What kind of ghost is this? Countless viewers saw the 10,000 Zhang Dragon, and I was forced to lift and transform after being beaten, forgetting to even release the barrage at once. Have you been defeated? Isn't this guy very fierce at first? How could this is a presence that can engage in hand-to-hand combat with the batter and instantly kill them with just one strike? Unexpectedly, even before the novice protection period passed, he was forcibly dismantled by being beaten. Are you joking? Is it true that Wu Jian doesn't eat this meme, and it really refers to him? Can I wipe it? I just said you're the strongest man in the entire Night universe. Is that not enough? Naruto Vortex. I'm already eating without any hesitation. Did you shout this sentence specifically? Zhang Chulan. Are you joking? Is the newbie protection period so short? You just transformed. Longtaros. Ah. This is not enough, is it? They thought they had met a fierce man. Yen Mu. That bat, what are you doing? Ouch. Do you eat yubing, deep fried round and flat dough cake, or not? I haven't passed the protection period for novices. True love powder. Ha ha ha. Now, I'm already exhausted and can't resist eating. Tongxing Battle Rabbit. As the barrage of comments from Tongxing Battle Rabbit drifted by, various emoticons about grilled meat memes followed. Create a world of writing. A barrage of comments directly triggered a barbecue expression craze, and Tongxing Zhantu's face, which was originally gloating, turned black in an instant. As for the 10,000 Zhang dragon on the side, I can't laugh anymore. His face turned green and white. At this moment, his inner thoughts were the same as those of Tongxing Zhantu. He must show the thing that was forced to be inventoried to some guy. He is incredibly powerful. Only Ape Crossing 1C and Ice Chamber Fantasy Da were standing by, learning my catchphrase of the 10,000 Zhang dragon with a strange and sinister attitude. I am invincible now. Oola 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 oola. Ah ah. I'm eating too much. Ha ha ha. The two of them laughed uncontrollably, their faces twisted. However, the next sentence from Tongxing Zhantu stunned the two instantly. You too. Both me and Long have gone to the encyclopedia. Can you two run away? Upon hearing this, the faces of Ice Chamber Illusion and Ape Crossing the Sea instantly stiffened. I can't laugh anymore. What kind of meme would it be when it comes to the two of them? That damn inventory video guy won't dig out their dark history, will he? Seeing the war rabbits and dragons who died in the society, they seem to have already thought of their own ending. P.S. Good brothers. Is there anyone else watching? The first day is about to pass. Kneel down and ask for data. Begging for flowers. Seeking evaluation votes. Looking for a monthly pass. If the data is all invested, it would be great to leave a few comments for me. Kneeling for data. Data in place. My brother's update is absolutely awesome. 5 daily updates as a base. Not capped. Chapter 10. 15 seconds of light speed to eat up. Record creator. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Drive the world of writing. Shudao just looked at the screen and everyone was in a daze. Why did this guy start to suffer from exhaustion before his new bee protection period expired? Wasn't it quite fierce at first? Do you really want to eat this screen by yourself? Shudao just blushed and looked awkwardly at Bujin Jijia, Shudao Wuzi, and others. I found that both Hiroji and Shijima Fuko were looking at him with a very teasing look. Shudao just scratched his head with a guilty heart and defended himself with a stiff mouth. The video hasn't finished playing yet, and the final meme encyclopedia hasn't appeared yet. Please be patient and wait. What kind of towering dragon I am? You have to argue with me a little bit. Don't eat too much. I don't want to eat the screen, lousy. Who would have thought that your kid would start at the peak? The video continues, and the novice protection period for Wanzhong Dragon has not yet begun, but has ended. The screen switched again and a small line of text appeared again. Now, I'm already eating at the speed of 15 seconds. Famous scene. Eating at the speed of light in 15 seconds. Seeing this line of subheadings, the barrage went crazy again. 15 seconds of light speed eating flat. Guess it's Tongxing Zhantu or Wanzhong Dragon me. In the clip just now, both people are eating flat. Shudao gang. Good guy, is this meme encyclopedia still creating a riddle? I think it's me, the great dragon. Earth Tiger Hero Kuanzhong. Not necessarily, I think it could be the Tongxing Battle Rabbit. After all, I have the record of tearing apart the assassin with my bare hands. Wu Gang, the diamond armor. Why don't everyone take a gamble? Who exactly is the person inventorying this meme? Sakata Inshur. Gambling. This family loves it the most. Snake Dream Child. After the barrage of Sakata Jinshur in the Silver Soul was released, the following barrage followed, and guessed who would be the one who ate at the speed of light. Just now, in the scene where Tongxing Zhantu and Wanzhong Long were eating together, it was really difficult to see who was inventorying. And at this moment, the two of me, Tongxing Zhantu and Wanzhang Long, had a face that smelled as if I had eaten a dead fly. What kind of thing? Make a bet on the two of them. What kind of guy is that called Sakata Incher? Are you cheap? The monkey crossing 1C and the ice chamber phantom Da on the side are both secretly holding back their laughter. They have undergone professional training and generally don't laugh. Unless I can't help it. The small characters displayed on the screen gradually disappear, and the scene of the screen transitions to an abandoned warehouse. As soon as the picture of the warehouse appears, instantly detonated all the audience again, leaving everyone stunned. The audience, who were just guessing who might be eating out, smashed their mouths and couldn't say anything. This Nima, is it like this at the beginning? And when Tongxing Zhantu saw this opening scene, he was so angry that he directly slapped the table. And wildly scrolling through the barrage, who's taking stock of this meme. Many viewers can feel the murderous aura of Tongxing Zhantu on the screen. Even eating a withered dragon can't help but laugh. In the picture, there is still the familiar recipe. Wearing a beige windbreaker, Tongxing Zhantu threw himself all over the ground and fell to the ground. And in front of him standing there is the Kamen Rider Bloodstark blood diving. Blood Qian held a smoke gun and stood not far away, pointing at the head of Tongxing Battle Rabbit, preparing to kill him. Seeing that it's Tongxing Battle Rabbit again, I'll eat my heart out at the beginning. This time, he threw himself all over the ground, and the barrage was almost crushing the screen. Ha ha ha. It's really like a turtle running a day school. The turtle won't be staying on campus anymore. White moon. I'll wipe it. Tongxing Battle Rabbit has another lightning strike. This is like a little cow flying on a plane, it's so amazing. Zhang Chulan. Don't laugh too tactfully, those two brothers above. Just smile directly. Ha ha ha. Bad friend monkey crossing the sea, ice room fantasy da. This inventory is really interesting. At that time, I saw him lying there like a turtle, but now it looks really similar. Mr. E. The Tongxing Battle Rabbit man has completely numbed, isn't this meme just my catchphrase? Why is it that he's eating his food when he starts? The scene in the picture shows Tongxing Zhantu and Shirmosui, who is possessed by General E, meeting in a rainy alley. This rain is also known as the most informative rain for Kamen Riders. In this rain, Tongxing Zhantu learned that Shirmasua, a father-like man, had been using him all along. Then the two transformed and started fighting in the rain. Because Tongxing Zhantu has a deep affection for Shirmosui, he has never been able to wield a fierce hand against Shirmosui. So I was directly bullied by Shirmasua and stormed into the warehouse, forcibly lifting the transformation and lying on the ground. Therefore, with the opening lightning strike of this scene. However, all of this is not the protagonist of this meme. The protagonist of this event is the one who set the record for the fastest food loss in history. A man who can eat at the speed of light, with a limit of 15 seconds. I am a towering dragon. Sure enough. In the picture. Just as General E was holding a smoke gun and preparing to pull the trigger against Tongxing Battle Rabbit. The terminator of my music suddenly flew from a distance, the towering dragon. Just knocked down the gun in General E's hand. E looked impatiently towards the outside of the warehouse. Following Mr. E's gaze. I saw a 10,000 zhang dragon bathing in the heavy rain, glaring angrily at General E, and fiercely saying to General E. Then let me take down you. Transform. Cross.z. Dragon boom. As I transformed, I ran towards General E, and now my anger level has reached its peak. Crazy attack on General E. I can't forgive you, it's not because you framed me. But because you trampled on the sincerity of Zhan Tu and Mekong. With the blessing of anger, E was quickly knocked down by the 10,000 zhang dragon. In a fit of rage, I immediately want to strike back at the fallen E general. And E, on the other hand, picked up the smoke gun that had fallen to the ground and activated the skill. Steam break, my heart trembled with the towering dragon, but it was already too late. Mr. E immediately pressed the trigger, and a chant echoed through the entire warehouse. Cobra, Cobra, boom. The majestic energy gushed out from the smoke gun in General E's hand, hitting me face to face with a thunderous bombardment. The 10,000 Zhang dragon flew heavily backwards, and the armor on my body was also faintly visible, becoming illusory. The moment I fell to the ground with the towering dragon, the armor on his body instantly turned into countless light particles and completely disappeared. Once again, I was beaten and forcibly dismantled. And this time he only persisted for 15 seconds. This record of being the fastest to eat flat has yet to be broken by no one. Basically, I just transformed and just said a few vulgar words before feeling exhausted. At this moment, all the audience is stunned. These two goods, which one is the protagonist after all? Just as everyone was puzzled, the screen also changed again. PS kneeling for data, ladies and gentlemen, kneeling for data support. I will make it through the first day, and today is the 5th update. If the data is available, I will definitely keep up with the updates. The data is good, it will explode again tonight.